dear. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good.
That's good.
Thank you for coming in here today. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, before we start,
Mhm.
I'd like to know, you remember me? My name is Jennifer DeLise.
Yes.
Still under the supervision of because I'm haven't finished with Dr. Messinger. He will be my supervisor and he will also know about our sessions. But besides him, everything that happens and we talk about stays between us.
Okay.
There's only 4 times where I would have to break confidentiality. That would be if I suspect harm to self or others, if I suspect child abuse or neglect, or elderly abuse or neglect, if there's a court order subpoena, or unless you authorize me to release information to some other party.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's okay.
All right, well, great. So tell me, what brings you here today?
I've been struggling with 2 major decisions recently. The first one is whether I want to cut my hair or not. I get crazy impulses suddenly out of nowhere to cut my hair, which is crazy because I really love my hair and it took me a lot to get to where it is now and maintenance and stuff. So I think it's really out of character for me to want to cut my hair. So that's really concerning. That's one. And I feel really stuck in my relationship. I've been dating this guy for 3 years. We live together. We both work from home. We see each other a lot. But we don't really go out. We don't really try new things. I try to talk to him, but he usually brushes me off or like says, oh, whatever you want, and never really gives his opinion. So thinking of whether to break up with him or not. And 3 years is a long time to invest in someone, but I don't want to stay in this situation if it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was 2 things is what I'm mostly worried about.
Okay, well, those are 2 pretty big decisions. Which one made you pick up the phone and make an appointment? Which one do you think is the most pressing one that's brought you in here?
Yeah, the one that made me pick up the phone and finally make an appointment is the hair cutting impulses.
Okay.
Like I said, I normally 9 times out of 10, I'm fine with my hair. Of course, it takes a lot to take care of, but I love my hair. But there's occasions, and it'd be like split seconds. I'll hear like a small voice, saboteur voice in my head saying, "Cut my hair," and then I'll look at a pair of scissors if I have access to it, and then I can see myself cutting it, but I don't go through with it because I'm pretty sure that's not what I actually want to do.
Okay.
I'm very sure.
Okay. Sounds like, does the voice tell you cut your hair for a reason, or does it just say cut a hair, but it doesn't really give you a why to do it? It's just
It's
do
just
it.
like in the beginning, it was like a whisper of like, just cut your hair, like a disturbance. And I was just like, what? No. But recently it's been like, cut your hair. And it's like, I feel it physically, like me reaching for the scissors, me cutting, making a snip. And like, I feel it and see it. It's getting a lot more intense recently.
Okay, and what's recently, what's recently to you?
More intense. It's like the last 2 weeks, especially the last week has been really stressful at work. And then for some reason, the thoughts just intensified a lot in the last week. So I've been having them maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. But within this last week, it's been very concerning.
Have you noticed if the more stressed you are, the stronger the urge is? Or does the urge appear just even when you're relaxed? Or does it only appear when you're very stressed?
I think more when I'm stressed. Recently, I guess they started 3 weeks ago, and 3 weeks ago, I got promoted at work, so it was a little bit more workload. I didn't think it was that intense enough to start them, but this last week was really intense, and so the impulse got louder. So I would say definitely this last week, stress did not help.
Okay, well, it sounds like you have a lot.
Yeah.
You have this stuff going on with the relationship. Now you're in a new position at work, and you're really emotionally struggling with to cut your hair or not.
Yes.
So how have you been able to stop yourself from cutting your hair when you've had those urges this week?
So far, it's been to stop what I'm doing, like immediately put everything down, walk away from wherever it was. Usually this week it was in my bathroom looking in the mirror. So I would walk out, take a couple deep breaths, try to stop my hands from shaking, and just like distract myself in some way. Once I called a friend and told her like, hey, I'm thinking about cutting my hair, and she was like, no, that's crazy.
Okay.
And then she kind of like took my mind off of it and like made me reassured me that, oh, you're not crazy because this is something you normally wouldn't do.
Okay. Do you feel, are you here because you feel scared enough that you're going to go through with it eventually? Or do you want to just figure out why are you having these thoughts? Or do you think that you will get to the point where you're going to do it?
Probably the last one. I feel like it's the very last time. It happened yesterday. It happened after I made the appointment, but yesterday, I almost put the scissors to my head. Like I could feel the snip and almost started crying. Like I was shaking. Like my hands were really shaking. I had to leave the bathroom and I had to leave the whole house. Like it was just really intense to just think I almost did that. So it's really scary at this point now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that because, yeah, it sounds like I've just decided to cut my hair or not, but it feels like it's a lot deeper emotionally for you than just, I'm getting a new hairstyle.
Yes.
Like, the thought of it is scary, too.
It's something you can't come back from, and I wouldn't want to regret a major decision like that.
I don't want you to make an impulse decision on that, so I really would like for us to try to figure out what's making it and why they're getting stronger. Is it the stress? Is it the relationship? What's going on? But it's not the hair's fault because it's very pretty and beautiful, and we don't want the hair to pay the price for an impulse decision. So have you asked your partner about how he feels if you cut your hair, or does he know that you want to cut your hair?
No, as I doubt he really pays attention. I don't think so. He doesn't have a lot of hair himself, and I don't see why he would care about mine that much. No, I don't think so.
So you don't think so, but have you asked him just to see if he feels a certain way about it?
No, no, I haven't asked. I'm kind of afraid to know the answer. If he maybe if he wants my haircut, I'm like, no, it's crazy. But I don't want. I just don't want him to think I'm crazy because oh, I want to cut my hair. It's a very odd thing for me, so I don't want him oh, you're crazy. I don't want him to say that, or to think of me different for having these impulses.
Huh. Well, I'm sorry you don't feel safe enough to just have that conversation.
Yeah.
But we should probably think about it because you guys live together, and we're in a relationship, and I know that if I just showed up with a super short haircut, my husband's probably gonna be like, what did you do? What did you do?
Yeah.
And it would take him probably a shock, so I wouldn't want you to maybe make a decision that's so big, like cutting it short. And it's kind of nice just to talk to it, but I want you to feel safe about it in that conversation as well.
Yeah.
So you don't feel as safe having that conversation.
I don't feel I guess safe is a good word. I just don't feel confident that, of course, he might not give me the response I want, but it's a little scary, as I don't want him to either throw me off completely or to give me the response I think he's gonna give me, which is, oh, I don't care. Oh, you do what you want. I don't want those. So it's a little scary to approach that and finally get the answer, even though it's a little scary.
Huh. So if what I'm hearing you say is that you don't want to ask because you don't want to know the real answer, you just don't want to hear what you think he'll say, or you don't want to ask because you don't want to really hear his opinion? Which one?
I care about his opinion. Like, I want him to understand why I'm thinking of this decision, which I don't even know why I'm making this decision, but I want him to understand why this decision is very important to me and why me having these thoughts is concerning to me, and I don't think he cares.
Huh. I'm sorry that you feel that way, that you feel he doesn't care, so maybe that's part of the reason why you feel stuck.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, because you've kind of left things at a certain point, and the relationship hasn't really moved more into a deeper level, in something as personal to you and sensitive as cutting your hair. Your partner, that's supposed to be your partner, is not somebody that you can talk to about it. At the same time, is it because you don't want to talk to it because you're assuming his answer, or you don't want to talk about it because you don't feel safe with what the answer that you know he'll give is? Or what's going on there? Tell me more. I just want to know how you're feeling about it.
I don't want him to tell me, I don't want him to not care that this is very important to me. And I'm thinking that he's gonna, if I bring up, hey, I want to cut my hair, or I'm thinking about cutting my hair, I just know, and of course you never know exactly how someone's gonna be, but I know that he's gonna be like, but I know he's gonna be like, oh, that's fine, babe, do whatever you want, and like not really care, and not really give me his opinion, his advice, or just, like let me vent. That's mostly what I like want half the time, just to vent. But he's very nonchalant, and I don't need that. I don't want that. I want him to care with me, because this is a very sensitive topic for me, and I want him to care, but I don't think he will, because he doesn't care about anything.
Could it be that he doesn't understand how sensitive it is to you? Like I said, if you didn't express it to me, like you said, how it physically made you feel, it would be hard for another person to understand, because they were just thinking haircut or no haircut and leaving it at that. You told me how it made you feel physically anxious, hands are shaky. Now I know. It's a little, means deeper.
Yeah.
Where he might not know, so asking a question, he's only on the haircut, no haircut. Would you be willing to ask and accept an answer, or you don't want to ask because if it's not the answer you're looking for, then you'll be mad?
I probably wouldn't be mad. I'd probably be really sad. And no, I might be mad. I might go.
Or both.
Or both. Asking him, I could ask. Accepting the response I get might be a little difficult. I guess I've planned for the negative response. I should hope for the positive one, or the positive one.
Okay.
But no, accepting it, I can try, but that's gonna be a hard one.
Maybe you can ask in a more hypothetical way, or just a casual way.
Okay.
And then
don't come at it
take
so
it from
seriously.
there, and then take it from there. So that way, that answer, it also don't take it as a personal attack. He's just answering a hypothetical or casual question, and that way you can hear a little bit about how he's feeling. But we need to see how are we going to make sure that we stop the voices from getting you to that point.
Yes.
And maybe figuring out what is this voice, where is it coming from, and why are you feeling this way?
I really want to know, because it's scary not being able to trust yourself and like the decisions you make, and these are two very big decisions, and I want to work it out with him instead of breaking up, because I do love him, but I've got to work this out and get his opinion and stuff like that before I make a decision.
Okay. Do you always have your phone on with you? I carry it everywhere with you. I'm thinking that maybe when you feel those voices telling you cut your hair, do you think you could just go into your notes and write down, the time, the place, when you thought that thought, and say, how are you feeling besides that? What else was going on in your day or your evening? Was there something else bothering you besides that? So you can keep track of what. Do you think that's something that you could do since you have your phone with you? Just go in and then write it down.
I could probably do it, maybe not in the moment, because in the moment I just, well, at least in this last week, in the moment has felt really intense, so I've had to like take a minute and calm down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll definitely make note of at least trying to see what triggered it. And is that the point of this assignment, trying to see what triggers it and what's going through my mind at that time?
Let's not try to see how are you feeling. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Besides the hair, what else was going on? Was it work? Was it a fight? Is it after a fight with him in an argument? Is it after you saw on Facebook everybody's pictures of beautiful, whatever it is? Like, just when are those voices feeling strong, and how are you, Alexandria, feeling about life at that point? Or what is there any stress causing you? And that way we can try to see. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but how about we at least give it a try?
I can definitely try that, because I want to know that too.
Yeah, we would like to know it, but for now, we need to think of a way to make sure that you don't do it. We definitely need to think of a way that you don't do it. Do you have, what has worked for you so far?
So far, it has been, when I get the urges, it's been to drop everything I'm doing, whatever it is at that moment, and stop everything I'm doing, walk away from where I am, and like take deep breaths, stop my hands from shaking, stuff like that. So taking, like, just escaping the moment.
Okay.
Normally helps so far.
Well, we'll still do on that. Do you feel fear that you're actually going to go through with it? Do you feel the urges have gotten so much stronger that you're scared that you will do it?
With the scissors in the bathroom, yes. But now that they're not in the bathroom, yes. I put them like all the way down the hall. So
Okay.
by the time I get down there, I'm assuming I would have thought, hey, you're fine. You don't really want to do this. So the escaping has helped so far. And I think I can, at least till next week, I can keep that up till next week.
Okay, well if that's been working, we're going to keep that one in place. I say we add another one. I think how about you find some pictures of the both of you together so that you don't just put pictures of yourself with your hair in a beautiful place. Maybe on a date night that you guys have gone out, that you felt really pretty because your hair was looking great. And that way you can have some pictures of both of you, like in the bathroom. And that way it doesn't raise any suspicions. Or like, why do you have pictures of you in the bathroom? And you can have just pictures of both of you when you really liked your hair. And we're happy. And that way when you're in there and a voice tells you cut it, you can see how happy you felt and how proud of your hair you felt at that moment. Just to maybe, let's not give it a chance until next week, until we can figure this one out. Besides that, how are you feeling? Everything else good? Because I know you said stuck. Are you feeling okay? Besides that?
I was going to say, asking him the question of, what he thinks will help me get a ball rolling that I need. So I can stave off that till next week and have that done by next week. But I'm okay.
Okay, well that's good. Well, remember, we're asking him hypothetically, not to start a fight or anything. We just want to see, does he really actually have any feelings or thoughts? If he thought you really were thinking about doing this.
Yeah.
What's his opinion on it?
Okay.
So we have those two things that we're going to do. Get the pictures. I want to see them too.
Okay.
So make sure you have them so I can see which pictures you picked of both of you.
Okay.
When you have the hair there.
I have a couple that I'm thinking of now.
Okay, of both of you there, walking away like you've been doing on your own, that's great. And then let's start having some conversations to get this relationship, starting deeper personal conversations instead of the everyday superficial, how was your day, what are you doing? Let's see if we can start getting into a little more deeper connection.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you?
Sounds doable.
Okay, well, great. Well, since you have a lot of stress and you're doing great, so I can't wait to see you again then next weekend.
Likewise.
Next week. Okay? All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye.